legend. Welcome to the Bounty Call.
Thank you.
How are you doing in Portugal today?
So far, so good.
Should be noon your time, right?
Yeah, 12 a.m. let's say.
Okay, let me go through the maintenance stuff and then we can maybe already talk about the newsletter.
Sure.
Hey Kirk, hey Evid. Okay, we didn't send anything out. 29th to 6th. Done. Yeah. Ja, ich made it. So let's take a look at the newsletter. Just an ongoing bounty. Yeah, for the record, I posted the agenda, and first point is always the maintenance, so checking the last week's squads transactions and if they are synced up with DWork. I did that. There were no transactions from 29th of last month to today, so that's great. Next point is ongoing bounties with new submissions. And where we have the newsletter, we have to talk about the GAN video and the DAO handbook. So let's get started with the newsletter.
The numbering is good, right?
I checked it. It was good. Okay, so maybe I should just link your entire post in DAO chat. This is proposed by Legend for the newsletter, what he included. You already received a little bit of feedback, right?
Yeah. Honestly, I'm just looking at the feedback now.
Taki edited suggestion he wrote. I see suggestion by Taki. I think you talked already with Mr. Kirk about the screenshots of Grape Art.
Yeah.
Okay, so that should be fine. Else, please check
I'm
into the
looking at
GitHub.
Taki suggestion is just a little more text to the Jerry's topic.
Yeah. So my feedback on the bounty section. I don't think that maintenance and backlog bounties is interesting. You can just scratch these 2 points.
No. For maintenance, yeah, I don't think it makes. Doesn't make
I
that
mean, if I
many
don't
sense,
know,
but
if I don't know
for the
anything about Grape,
backlogs,
yeah, I'm reading this tweet thread because I'm interested. So I don't know much about Grape already, and it says backlog bounties. There is no image in my head popping up. I don't know what this means.
I mean, you definitely know what's bounties, no?
Yeah, but I mean, there's no new information for me, but and it's nothing I can get excited about. So I know, okay, it's bounties and there's some kind of backlog.
Yeah, but
Okay.
imagine like you got. I'm not. I don't know. Do you think I should remove because there might be one person in the audience that is not a Grape member? What about the person that were Grape members or like Web3 people? They should know what. There might be interest.
But I am not I don't think this adds value, and I know what it's about. So I can't imagine how someone who doesn't know what it's about.
Well, I put in the kind in the what happened since like might might as
post.
well be there like that's the whole agenda you posted there, so might not be that relevant, but that's my opinion. I would like for that to be there, but
Well, as soon as you go on a list or anything, as soon as you go beyond 3 points, then it gets kind of taxing on today's mind space of people. The 8-second
I
TikTok
agree.
generation.
I agree, but they're free to choose one of the topics. They don't need to be on all of them.
I don't understand what you mean.
I mean, you're not obliged to read all the topics that was on the agenda.
I'm reading this tweet thread. Are you suggesting I leave a tweet out, or how do you mean?
Um, you know, the agenda written in that thread is just a brief of what topic was discussed in the whole call. So
Yeah, and my opinion is, or my feedback is, it doesn't have to be complete. You can skip
I see.
things that are not so important.
Okay. I kind of agree for maintenance, but for the backlog bounties, I know we talk about the ideas we had for the not ideas, but some kind of sub-DAO developer bounties, which one of them was the a link button for the dashboard.
Yeah,
So
the wallet unlink button, yeah. But
I think
as soon
that's
as you started,
relevant, but maybe
as soon as you started to explain what you think is interesting, you didn't talk about that backlog bounties are interesting. You told me that this specific bounty is interesting, and that I can understand. You can just remove backlog and put in the button thingy.
sure, but I think that bounty is categorized as backlog. No?
What value does it add? What's my catchphrase, Legend?
Here you
Remind me
go.
again.
What's the benefit of it?
Yeah, what is the benefit?
Sure, I will rewrite to dev sub DAO bounty.
Okay, good on my side. Anybody else has comments? Humidas just joined us.
Hey guys. I was just gonna say I would just say bounties straight up. Like
Damn.
we talked about bounties in general, and if people are curious what types of bounties we're talking about, let them join the calls.
Archimedes just killed your whole tweet legend.
Yeah, basically.
No.
I'm gonna write the newsletter. Join the Grape now. Goodbye.
No, your tweet your write up is great. I'm just saying that one term. Backlog bounties. I would just call it bounties because here's the guy
Ah,
that writes things very complex, and
okay.
saying to somebody to simplify something, it might be
Yeah.
it might be hypocritical. I apologize, but
The very complex guy and the German are telling you that you don't need this. Make of that what you want.
it's great. Otherwise, I think the whole tweet thread is on point. You're calling out a lot of really great things that we talked about.
I see CryptoPos. I need a yes from him.
You got it. You got it. It's good.
You have been summoned.
That's two paws up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do the changes by the end of the
Pandas do have
day.
some, right? Yeah, they have.
What?
Yeah. I was wondering whether pandas do have some thumbs, but they have. They need to hold
Thumbs up.
their bamboo shoots. So yeah, 2 thumbs up, 4 thumbs.
Yeah, they're not as opposable, but raccoons have thumbs for sure.
Yeah, I'm always giving a thumbs up for me, myself, of course.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'll try to abstain, of course.
As is right. Well, you got a little bit of feedback, and I confirmed the numbering. So far, looks good.
The numbering was supposed to be a Easter egg, a secret.
Quick check.
Nicely done.
So
Did
far,
Ryder read the newsletter?
yeah. So far outside of Grape, nobody said anything.
Yeah. The outside world is very depressing and unorganized. Something you have to deal with.
Yeah.
Okay, so newsletter done very well. Next thing what we can do really quick is again video. Archimedes, you had some feedback that I didn't quite understand.
Yeah, so at the time frame that I called out the video producer, the video producer made this like screenshot of the Discord message, right? And I was just saying that time that's allocated to that particular piece could be a 10-second video of a user going in and showing how to verify a wallet, right? If it's 10 seconds worth of time that's there now, you could make it, 5 to 10 seconds worth of just somebody going to a Discord, showing a video recording, basically. Going to a Discord, clicking on verify, getting verified, verifying their wallet, coming back, clicking on the emoji, and bam, you're in the community, right?
But the whole process, including the browser process with linking a wallet.
Exactly, because it's showing the message for it, right? But I don't know what to do with that message, and it looks a little, I don't want to say cheap, but it looked like I could have very easily done that. Just taking a screenshot of the Discord message that's in the verify chat, the verify channel, Grape Access channel. And all I was saying is, if you want to replace that, I would replace it with a recording of running through that process really simply, like 5 to 6 seconds of just somebody going through and verifying their wallet. And I don't know if I made that clear in the message, but that's all I was saying.
Yeah. I understand it. I don't know if the guy, if he's already verified on Grape now, if he can go through this through the workflow again.
Yep.
That's the only thing I'm thinking about of how he can achieve that footage.
Well, look, if we're okay with what's there already, then we can scrap that idea. It was just a suggestion, right? It was just if we're going to have a video that does anything showing somebody how easy it is to get verified, that was it. But, you know, I was thinking
understand
of,
that it would be better.
yeah, no, I was thinking of doing it on his behalf, but I didn't want to unlink my wallet and have history removed or anything like that.
I understand. I think this would be maybe something where a moderator could work with him, that he's not removed or something like that.
Yeah, that might be a good idea. Again, only if we think that there's value in it. I'm just making a suggestion on what I think makes more sense to have in the video than, you know.
Yeah, I think that's in general a difficult topic. I myself, I'm not that creative, so I'm good at saying what I like and when I like something, and I could evaluate a video, and I'm not very like convinced by what we got so far. And I also think that it would be way better to show how Grape works and what Grape does and how easy it is versus just talking generically about, with stock images about something. So it's it's not my forte, but at the same time, I also don't think that it's that hard to replicate. Like, get a second account, make a Discord account, link, get a second wallet, make a Discord account, link them, done. It's like, if people want to make a video or creative content, they need to be able to know their tools and know what they want to show.
Right.
So to add some relevancy for our audience here, this is the video link.
Thank you, Ryder.
And we're talking about at 53 seconds. That's the part we're talking about, where it switches over from the stock footage to the scrolling of the Grape website. And why this is kind of not so easy a decision for me right now is because at first we have the scrolling of a Grape website in the video from like 53 seconds to about a minute. Yeah, and then at 1 minute, there starts this little footage of clicking the button and getting verified. So I think we would need to replace both with one footage of, okay, you're in the server, you're not verified, and then you go through the process and then you're verified.
Yeah, and the website, showing the website has little to no value in my opinion.
I agree.
That was kind of what I was insinuating, is that time could be better spent just showing something that reflects Grape product and use case and how easy it is, because it is easy. It's very easy to just go click on the link. You hit the Discord, you click on the link, it takes you, you verify your wallet, you connect. That's how fast it is. It's super easy to do. And I think, you know, from a UX perspective, people sometimes don't know exactly what to do. Even people who are tech savvy are like, what do I do next? It's like, did you read the instructions?
Read the code.
Just read the message. It just
Read
says
the
it's 3 steps. Oh, yeah. Did you click the emoji? Like they've never been verified in a Discord before. But anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, the longer I watch it, or the more often I watch it, I like it even less than when I watch it the first time, because it's like, in general, I don't think videos where you have like generic stock footage with a robo voice laid over it gives you any value. It's like you're automatically shutting off, and like you're thinking this is like an ad. But
yeah, but to be fair, most of like corporate explanations of products is often done in this
yeah,
style.
but they're bad.
Yes,
they're badly
but,
done.
they are
It's like
still... It's not exceptionally bad. Let's put it this way. Yes, but we are at a point here where, firstly, it's not like in our time commitment to go through this in such level of detail, and secondly, we are lacking a little bit on like competence in the yes. Yes, but our local videographer, Mr. Jarvis, was busy. That's the only reason why we gave this out. Oh, hey Jarvis, how are you doing? And yeah, if we do something like this again, we will need to step up our process. Hallöchen. Hallo, hallo. Yeah. Probably went to Google and copy pasted. There's no Ö on a Greek keyboard. Is Greek a dedicated layout on a keyboard?
It's overlaid on the English one. Hey guys.
Hey Jarvis.
You would be surprised. I used to work with a German keyboard, obviously, my whole life, and now I switched to the English one, and I still can't get used to the Y and Z being in opposite. Yeah, I can't. I just can't.
Hey, here we're talking about keyboards. What's wrong with them? Let's fix them.
We want the German way, the QWERTZ, not the QWERTY.
Yeah, I'm used to the American keyboard, and I can't use anything else. So I'm the other opposite. Everything looks
No
strange.
Dvorak? No Dvorak for you, Kirk?
I think it's no. I think it's QWERTY. But what my sticking point is the enter button, where in the European keyboards it's a small enter on the Apple computers. It's a different shape, and in the American ones it's a long shape. So when I'm typing, usually my code, I'm not looking at the keyboard. I'm not able to type with those as fast. So I have to actually look to make sure that I press in the right place.
I mean the enter button.
The enter, yes. The return.
But it's also big. It's like two normal keys big.
Yeah, and for the Apple computers, it's vertical in the European layout, and it's horizontal on the American layout. So it's a different place where you actually hit it.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
what how do people use this enter button? Seriously. Do you use this, Kirk? Like the
Fingers,
horizontal
Jarvis.
key?
Fingers.
The European one, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's harder for me because I'm not used to it. I think if you get used to it, then it's what you said, like the German keyboard. You get used to it, and you cannot use something else because you know how to use that. And now we've been learned to blindly use our keyboards, right? I remember back in the day when I was going to school, we had to take like typing lessons, and now it's all natural for us because we're keying in all these things and using keyboards more than we're actually writing. but it's fascinating. So let me tell you guys some updates that we did on Grape Art. I know that I'm going to hijack this, and I'm not going to take long. I heard you guys were talking about the videos, but I'll tell you, since it's just us here, the video that I've seen is terrible. Jairus, do something about it. Tell us what you need.
Word.
Look, I agree, and I personally think that we should let the guy go. Like, okay, he did what he could do. Let's
Yeah.
pay the grape that we agreed, and then move on from there.
Yeah, let's not tire that with the person too. He should get what he promised. Whatever you need, Jars, let's get things moving. So if you want to do it, let's make sure the DAO is all on the same page. But look, I mean, the best example is the Athens DAO that I see all the time when I visit the collection. That's a beautiful video. I mean, you know how to make videos. And that's in the end of the day exactly what we want. Sometimes when we make a bounty and someone says they're going to do it, they're going to do something that we see here. So, past experience is also very important for the process. It's not just anybody that does it is going to do it, and then now we're stuck and we have to pay for it. But
very frank Kirk today.
I'm blunt, but I appreciate the work from our community too, and we have to make sure that we show that, and whatever our people in our community want, we have to make sure that we could accommodate that too. Because if Jairus thinks that it's worth doing it and he needs to be compensated more, yeah, absolutely, we need it, and I know that he does quality work.
Thank you, man. Thank you. And it all goes back to what you mentioned a couple of DAO calls back. That at some point we have to focus on marketing. Like we have to provide the message to the ecosystem what we do and why we do it, and that requires a plan, not just a video of how something works. It's like
I know what you're saying. But videos are a powerful message too. We are in a bear market, so we shouldn't be in a rush to make big, bold, decisions and go too overboard. But I'm 100% for it, and I think that's how our DAO should be focused on getting the people that do the right stuff to make them shine, to be happy to do it, so that we can move on and be very productive as we can. And I definitely know that we have a lot of people that want to do that right now, and they just they can't do that because I think they don't have the tools to do it, and they're not awarded also respectively as much as they should. And sorry to the person that's made the video, but he's not here, so we're good.
Yeah, I think he got the message that we're not really satisfied with the end product. Don't worry.
Yeah, and I tried to incorporate you in the process, like asking for feedback on the different people that came in and wanted to do this, and so.
I didn't have good feedback.
No, I'm talking to Jairus.
Jairus,
yeah. I think there was the only person that was suggested. Am I wrong?
That's the only person that I didn't say, okay, this is like a shit screen recording with some guy talking.
Okay.
So that's the only thing that got through my filter, where I was like, okay, this could be something. Let's ask somebody who knows his stuff if this is really something we could do.
Yeah, and I told you, like it's not pro level, but it's not the worst from what I saw from his previous work. Okay. Now the end result for us came out a bit worse than what he showed us.
I think it's a template for a editing software, and he just put basic information about Grape and.
When I was back in the day in the dinosaur age, when I was going to school, there were these videos in science that they'd put and then explain biology for you. That's what it reminds me of. I don't know if you remember those videos.
Yeah, it's generic, right? It's like you can advertise whatever.
Okay.
Anyways, my recommendation is that we're not going to use it. We're going to have it somewhere, but it's not something that we should tweet about. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah, even if we tweet about it, like what's the next step after that? Like tweet it again? It all
We
goes
need to
back
get a
to
good video.
it all goes back to having a concrete plan on how we present ourselves. And I think it's something for the DAO call and not for the bounty call. Don't want to hijack that call here.
Yeah. That's very kind of you.
Oh, it's a bounty call. Damn, I'll connect later, guys. I didn't know that.
Where did I put this shit now? I will have PDF instructions shortly. Here it goes. Okay. If you might want to take a quick look, this is the PDF I made for the final instructions. Should conclude all your feedback, and I concluded 53 seconds to about 1 minute 5. I entered that there should be a video showing the process of getting verified, which is what we talked about, what Archimed's initial feedback was. Otherwise, I just aggregated the feedback.
Yeah, but to be honest, I think I don't know whether Jarvis or Kirk, you said it, we should just move on. It's like, why waste his time and our time and give like feedback to something we don't actually want to
But
use?
we are finished now, Pause. You could have said this like 2 weeks ago when I would have said,
I'm
okay, we
sorry.
can do this.
I'm so
but
sorry.
The only thing that's left to do is like send this doc to the
my
guy and tell him
defense-
to do it. We have done all the work now. You can't just say, come to me now. Oh, let's scratch it. So thank you.
Let him have this, man. Let him have this.
Yeah, then send it to him and say that he doesn't need to change anything. It's just the feedback, so for his next endeavors, right? But yeah, it's basically the feedback from us saying to him like, okay, you did, and you did what you did what you could, and we will pay you, but it's not that great. So here's some feedback, but
But he has already agreed to do one final revision. So.
But it's a waste of time. You can't, like, it doesn't change the form the video is made.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm paying from nothing and getting exploited if we do it the way you are describing.
Yeah, but that's like the reason we should be more specific in what we want to do or what we want a bounty participant what they should do.
Yeah, basically have to work on our bounty complexity framework. Does this bounty need like a head person or special expertise? So because
I'm still of the opinion that if you want to, like, either you're gambling every time you're making a bounty that the person whoever is doing the bounty already knows the project and is good in what he or she does and has a basic understanding of what is needed, or you need to do a rebriefing, like as it's usually done.
I'm doing the decision. I'm making the decision that we'll provide this feedback, and when the guy does it, and when we are all happy right now, because we have to proceed to the DAO handbook.
Yeah. Hi. Sorry, did you say anything?
Hey, Sajai.
Hi. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Got a bit delayed in joining the call. Yeah, just wanted to check if you guys got a chance to go through the handbook.
Okay, let me get the link from dwork. And let's check who's not here. Half an hour after it started, who is not present. The goat is not present. And Mr. MLG is not present. Okay. Let's just take like 5 minutes to read through this and then we'll discuss.
Is this the newest version?
Yeah, after Legend did feedback.
So
I
in,
think
in, in
maybe the
live chat, right?
yeah.
Okay.
I want to ask Sajal, did you have a designer help you, or is this all you?
Little bit of designing I know, little bit I took it from a friend.
That's very good. That's very harmonious. I've never seen let's say non-designer use gradients that good. Props to you.
That's all.
Here I did it work? I'm not sure. I gave my initial feedback, and basically, I still have the same questions slash issues. So that's why I asked whether this is the latest version or not. So maybe you didn't see my feedback.
Um, mm, I think I
I
did see
linked
it.
it. I linked the post where I sent the PDF.
You didn't. Oh yeah.
I do see differences, but still there is.
You have a typo in the.
Oh, I got it. I'm so sorry, because I think somehow it got missed. But it looks like they're great points and we actually definitely include. One is that great I think it's include because at that time it was not a lot of information was there when I spoke to Chris. But if you guys think that I should include this great now.
I can barely understand you. I'm sorry, didn't get you.
Oh, that's okay. Can you hear me now?
I don't know whether it's me or do you guys
The
hear
audio
her
is
all
bad
right?
for me too.
I think it's a connection. Yeah.
One thing
Just
that
give me a second.
Sure.
Yeah, can you guys hear me now?
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was, yeah, so CryptoPause, I was saying just, I'm so sorry, somehow I missed this feedback. I don't know
no worries.
how, but they're great points, so let me include them. A couple of things. One is that Grape.art, I did not include because I think at that time there was not a lot of information out there. Plus, I think that we had paused or something happened. That is why I did not include. I think I spoke to Kirk in those days. But if you think that is something that needs to be added, then definitely I can add that. But I think there are a couple of feedback that you've given, the typos or whatever it is. Maybe I can change. Nothing major, it seems, but small things that really matters. So I can,
Yeah, for me it depends on and basically that's my first annotation. Who is it for? So like if it's about the Grape DAO, then of course I think we need to also include Grape Art, like Grape.art. It's um uh, it, so what I got from the content of the document, and that's why I added it on the page. I think we should have at least one paragraph about it, and maybe also screenshots because um, it's part of Grape and not and it's a product that we can uh, like further build on.
yeah. Yeah, sure. See, the reason I did not add a lot of screenshots and just one-liners about everything is because the word limit that I have got or that they have given me, that they've given for the handbook is so limited
Oh,
that
I
you
see.
can't talk about a lot of things. And I think the point was like if you see the original document which they shared, which is like a guideline for the handbook, it's very basic. Like, they just want to know who you are, how do we become a member and one tool, they said one product you can talk about that is live.
Yeah, then a paragraph or
It's
something like that. I think
yeah.
that's
So it
warranted.
was
Yeah.
this also I think I've put in a lot of things, but according to them it was like very like they asked literally asked 2-3 lines for everything. There were 3-4
Hmm.
questions and 2-3 liners as the answers. So I the reason I also don't want to overdo it because otherwise it will be not useful for them. It is definitely something that we should consider if we ever consider of creating our own handbook. where we can actually write about all the things which are like updated, because some of our documents are also not that updated right now, right? We can maybe think of a separate project which is like creating a handbook, right, where we can include everything and in detail with screenshots so that it's like self-explanatory and nobody even needs to go anywhere else. But for this, it's great. I think it would be better if we keep everything limited. But definitely a couple of small things I think that you've mentioned that should be changed or should be there. That I'll do. But screenshots and all might not make a lot of sense.
I can understand that you can't go into much detail on grape art because of a word limit. But personally, I would like to see it at least mentioned.
And also,
Sure, that I'll do.
the phrasing, and I understand why you did it the way you're doing it. But I myself, I like documents that speak for themselves. So even if someone gets a hand on it without context, he or she understands what it's about. So like, it's sometimes only minor issues in regards to phrasing something, but I think this is something that's easily achieved, like by if you're asking the questions, what problems are we solving? What can users use our platform for? Like, it's instead of you, it's basically Grape is doing something, so that whenever someone looks at a specific part of the document, he or she already knows what's about, what it is about. So
Yeah, no, I completely agree on that. Uh, Let me work on it.
Kentucky and Jarvis also have some feedback, and first is that the Discord invite link is invalid, and Legend posted that the one on the setup Grape channel is an unlimited invite link. You could use that. And the how to get in touch section is missing Medium title, that it says Twitter, Twitch, Discord, and Medium. And Taki made another comment on it. He just linked it again to you.
Yeah, I just saw that. I'll fix it.
Okay. We still have 2 topics today, and we're kind of running short on time. So I think it would be best to reschedule discussing payment for this bounty for next week. And yeah, if that's fine with you, Zitla.
a quick question, because we weren't talking about it. Why don't we use our custom invite link? I mean,
Great ape link.
we have the server boosted. If we don't like Great Ape, then let's change it. But why don't we use it? Why do we use like cryptic invite links in anything we want to use for like branding or something like that?
No, the one for grep is fine. I think we were talking about the one from GAN. At least one of them.
But I don't
Oh,
understand Great Ape either.
so the GAN server doesn't have enough boosts.
Yes.
Ah, I get it.
Can have everything, right?
What is missing there?
How many boosts you mean?
How many boosts? Yeah.
All of them. Maybe 13.
Dum-dum. Okay. Never mind.
Okay. Then we got almost everything done. Last point on our agenda is new bounties, and we discussed on Sunday's Tower Call to add. Oh no, it's wrong. To add the recording DAO core role as a recurring bounty.
Yes, this was my recommendation from me from the last Sunday call to move DAO recordings to a recurring bounty.
Okay, you mean this beauty? What beauty? Yeah, that was your recommendation, and I think it's a good idea because every time we do a DAO core payment proposal to them, first of all, it has to be done by somebody, and yeah, it's like a little bit of unnecessary work, I think, and it always takes up the mind space of a DAO. And to be honest, I think the whole DAO has bigger and more important problems than DAO core emissions. And so that's why I also think we should try it out with something very simple, and which would be like the DAO core recordings.
Yeah, I like it for everything that is like occurring on a regular basis and is limited. Like, we have one recording per DAO call, and that's that. We don't have like different times, like with the documentation when people are working on it, or like getting metrics ready is something that's handled differently. But the recording is easy. It's easily trackable, and therefore I think it's a good idea.
Main questions are, okay, we have 2 weekly DAO calls, which we want recorded, Tuesdays and Sundays currently.
I also record a bounty call.
Yeah, but that's currently your initiative.
Ah, so, sorry then.
I mean, it's a very good initiative on your side. It's the initiative.
Indeed, indeed. No worries.
Yeah. So, well, the main questions are, okay, how are we going to go about the assignment? So, can any DAO core member or DAO member claim this bounty on a weekly basis, or are we going to assign it to whoever wants to do it? So in this instance, to Mr. Legend, and then, well, it just stays with the person as long as the tasks get done and everybody is happy. That's our first point we have to achieve clarity on. I think Mr. Archimedes had to step off.
I mean, similar to other bounties, right? So you have a discourse post thread, and yeah, basically we need to figure out how we want to do recurring bounties. But I think it should be handled there. Whoever wants to do this needs to like address it in this thread.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm not a fan of like opening a new thread each week and we would then have to do 2 threads a week if we do it this way. The way we currently do it with a newsletter is we have one discourse thread for newsletter, and everything else gets handled on dwork.
Yeah, but that's okay, or is it not? You have one thread for the recurring bounty.
Yeah.
And whenever there's a change or something needs to be discussed, it happens there. So if there is someone interested in doing the recording, they need to go through discourse. And then obviously Legend will know, and you will know.
Yeah. So we would have basically one discourse thread and then many, so weekly or monthly dework tasks to manage this stuff.
I mean, whatever works. I never did anything with dework. I just click on the links you provide. So
Because Simple Panda.
yeah. I mean, Legend and you both know dework, and if you think it makes sense to do it like on a monthly basis, why not?
And
Yeah, I think I agree. That's why I recommend it as well to be a dework bounty, and not a dework a bounty normally.
yeah, I think it makes sense to do it this way, that you like the recurring element you handle via dework tasks, because you will also, like if it doesn't get done, you see that the task wasn't moved and you see that something has been missing. So you can keep yourself updated very easily as part of a process. The main question I still have is, okay, are we going to do this weekly or are we going to do it monthly? And if we do it monthly, then we have to like basically do when we have a not a granularity. So if we do it weekly, we would do 1 or 2 bounties per week. So that's if we decide to split up Darkcore Tuesday and Darkcore Sunday.
Too much overhead.
Yeah, and that's what I'm concerned about. So the first abstraction would be to break it down for weekly, and the second abstraction would be to break it down to monthly.
Normally for the newsletter, there's like the thread that says it's recurring, and the second thread that is based on the weekly newsletter. And I normally change that weekly newsletter to 1, 2, 3, and 4, meaning the week, and that's it.
No. We
That
will. That's how you have been doing it.
I mean,
But no. The weekly newsletter, the thing with the weekly newsletter we have currently is this is the 4th time. Have you really been changing the title of this stuff?
yes.
Oh man, this is not how this works or how this should work. So the first bounty is like the general, okay, we want to have a recurring newsletter bounty. And the first debug task. And the second is the specific iteration we currently have. And this is also where you provide all the Twitter links.
Yeah, but in
And
that
as
specific
soon
Twitter links, they're
as
all the same month.
yes, and
That's
as
just
soon as we are finished with the month, when we take this task and move it to review and pay whoever did it, in this case you, and then we move it to done. And then we create a new task for the next month.
yeah, but
This
it's
way
not
we have
wrong
history.
to change the number of the week of the like the title to the number of the weeks. Since it just specify on which week we are. So like when it's done, we just remove the 4, like this the 4th week, and move to paid or like done. It doesn't change
How
anything.
about we just do one name with start and end date or like month of whatever,
Yeah,
and
but at some point someone will ask, which week is this? And then boom, it's on the title. I'm like,
yeah, but somebody will more likely ask what was back in December. Did we have a newsletter, and not like what was week 4. So I will be your for you. Whoever will be asked this question then has to go through the completed tasks and will look for newsletter and December.
Yeah, but it's
maybe
not
in
a permanent
combination
thing I'm
with.
doing. It's like just temporary for each week. And at the end, I just remove, and it's for the whole month. That's it.
Okay, if you want to do it this way,
No, that's
fine with
my
me.
recommendation. I'm just like, I don't think change anything. It
What I
just was
want is
specifying.
that what I want is that it at the end it doesn't say just weekly newsletter for or something
No,
like
it
that,
doesn't
but
say
it
that.
says
Don't worry. Don't worry. Just it doesn't
a
say that.
month, and at best also a year. So we have can build up a history of tasks. Okay, we got a little bit carried away.
Yeah.
Uh,
So should I create the the bounty on the discourse, then move to dwork, or just on dwork, as the newsletter is?
we haven't achieved clarity yet on the how many bounties part. I think we are in agreement that 2 bounties per week would be too much overhead. So the no abstraction option I noted down is not so attractive. And now it comes down to if we want 1 bounty per week, so that we have like a weekly check-in and then can be on top of our game all the time. Or we do a monthly thing, and then we have to go through the monthly stuff. And now we also then have to say, okay, what happens if newsletter 1, 2 was done, 3 is missing, and 4 is done? That would be the next question. Do we like, because
For the
currently we
newsletter
are
or for the
saying,
recording?
oh yeah, sorry, for the recording, of course.
You had me scared.
I'm getting confused with you're doing so many things. Okay, recording. Yeah, do we like then calculate it to say, okay, you get the recording payment for each thing done, so you're just going to get 3 payments and not 4 because you uploaded 3 times and not 4 times?
I'm gonna
mean,
set
that would
this
be
as a bounty
sensible.
found donors, and my opinion on this will be, I think maybe half always. Like, or you do like half of a bounty, or you just do it fully and never like parts of it. I mean, I don't know. It's more easier to me. Of course, we can also divide by each task and divide the reward, but
I mean, that would be the way it's. I mean, the way you are proposing would be probably ending up with less amount paid to you. So if there are 4 tasks.
Yeah, that's why he's incentivized to complete the bounty.
All the bounties. I mean, I can get behind that. Yeah.
I mean, that's my opinion, please. I don't know. Other people might have different.
Do we have another bounty fund owner who would be willing to speak on this?
So for a month, right? And you need to complete the whole month. Otherwise, 0.
Legend proposed that instead of like going task by task basis, if not all tasks are completed, then directly go to 50% payment.
50%.
Yeah, if some tasks are completed but not all tasks. And we would of course then need to set a guideline for how much. I mean, we have the same problem, right? If we say, okay, there are 4 tasks in the month, and you complete only 3,
or
get
1.
50%. Yeah, and what happens if you only complete 1? Yes. So we could say For 100% task completed, you get 100% payment. And for 99 to 50, you get 50% payment. And 49 to 0, you get 0. But that's I don't know. At first, Legends proposed solution sounded simple, but if we think about what are the edge cases, it's not so simple anymore.
Yeah, but that would work, right?
Yeah.
If you don't do all tasks, you get half. If you don't less than half, you get nothing. Everybody understands that.
Well, okay. We are becoming fierce masters right now. But I like your guys' commitment to say, okay, if somebody comes in and does some work, but it's below half of what he's supposed to be doing, he gets nothing. I can.
I mean, this will always be an issue that you yeah, need to be aware of, that people might need to leave, can't do something, and they invested a lot of time, so they get at least half. But if it's less than half the work, basically someone else needs to do it.
I mean, yes, but well, the task by task payment is always simple. You get paid for what you did. But I understand your point, because if you commit to doing this and then you do less than half of what you committed to, it stands to reason that you deserve less than what you actually did because you promised to do more.
Plus, you need to find people like who are dealing with the overhead. You need to find someone who's willing to take up the task. So it's comes down to how often do you want to like have or do the administrative work.
How do you mean? Do you mean the administrative work of a DAO? Then
Of looking what someone did, like if you do it on a weekly basis and or a task based use a task based approach, then you basically need to, every time a task is done, you need to also do the payment. You need to
yes.
look at what was done. Everyone needs to like.
But we would bundle this like for per week or per month either way. So I mean, you still have to look at the same thing to determine if 100% of the work was done, or more than 50 or less than 50, right? So you still have to do the same operation of checking the work. I don't.
But less frequent. You
one time per month.
Can do it once a month, yeah.
Yeah, you can also do the task-based payment check. I mean, you have to check if the tasks were completed either way. So I don't think the overhead changes much. I'm not proposing that we do it on a weekly basis. I think you're misunderstanding me. Only saying
it's
that.
not about the paying. It's about the how much should be paid.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's basically enforces some like commitment.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure how we will deal with situations where people did like work and when whatever they fell ill, or you know, life happens, and now you have somebody who like diligently did his work the first half of a month, and then like fell ill, broke an arm or a leg or whatever, and like serious illness, basically in the hospital, and so obviously wasn't able to complete the other half of the month, and now we are paying nothing. So while in principle I like the idea of saying, okay, you promised to do this, you committed to it, so if you complete less than half, you are punished. I think in reality it might need some adjustment because there are these edge cases where I wouldn't feel comfortable to.
Yeah, but then again, nobody forces us to be assholes, right? So if someone broke a leg and did great work so far, so like, come on.
Should have been more careful. What are you talking about? Why break your leg? Yeah, we have work to do here. No, I completely support this. Like, people should get paid their bounties, like even before they're finished. It gives them an extra incentive to also consider more our feedback when we provide them with feedback.
Yeah, I'm just typing an addition. So let's say for less than 50% work done, the DAO can still pay on work completed at discretion of bounty fund owners or the entire DAO. Pause, had to step away for a minute, it seems. On the notion of paying people in before they did the work, I like your idea, and
No,
I think
not before, during, I would say.
during.
Yeah.
Okay, I like the idea, and as some audience members may know, I'm a big proponent of like hiring people full time for making it possible for people to work full time on this project, because that's what I believe you need for a project to be successful. People that, what's the Shark Tank saying, that sleep, eat, and breathe the business. And so I like the idea, but I don't think we are there yet at a like an organizational capacity. We are not there yet. We're just trying things out, and if you something that can be done, and that to my knowledge was done in the past, is that an entity, a legal entity like Grape Labs that's separate from the DAO, does this part and basically hires people and makes a contract. But on the DAO level, we don't have the capability yet.
No, I thought we were talking about the bounties. I'm sorry, got confused there. So I'm saying, like, for example, I'm not a bounty squad funds owner or signer or whatever, but for the matters at hand, I would suggest that, for example, Panda Gray and Sajal get paid right now, and we can continue with the feedback if that's needed. But that's my suggestion.
Oh, that's a good suggestion.
I will go for the 50% payment maybe. I mean, for example, Sajal work is already like at the finish level, then
Yeah,
you can already pay 50% of the work then.
I agree, and I think well, thing is, maybe to give you like a historic feedback, what happened and why we are here, is that at first we thought that we could define tasks in such a manner or in such detail that it's clear what should be done, and it's also clear when it's finished. But apparently reality disagrees. So I agree we should be introducing like milestones and then say, okay, this is the 50% milestone, and we can now pay 50%.
I agree, but some things have. It's very hard to quantify or where is the milestone. Like text-based work, like the DAO handbook.
Yeah.
You don't really know what's the 50%, but at this point, you know it's like okay, it's 70, 80%, and just final feedback.
Yeah.
So yeah,
But
for sure it's 50 at this point, but yeah, we need to some milestones for another type of bounties.
Yeah, but especially when compensation is Grape and not USDC, I don't think we should really hold back on that. We have a lot of Grape to give out, and we should be giving out a lot of Grape because that's like 60% of our tokenomics. We shouldn't focus on holding it in the treasury. We should be focusing on giving it out to the community. So especially for Grape compensation, I think we should be a little more loose on paying people.
nobody talked about being like tight with or not paying people. It's only about the process and like establishing, like Detchen said, it's difficult to establish these things in a general manner, and that's something that is on our like what we should be working on next for bounties. So currently we are expanding the whole bounty scope again and again and again, and we are making progress to get like a more operational DAO structure via this bounty process, but obviously we are not finished yet. That's my comment on the general situation and in special. So in the specific bounty for the DAO handbook, we want to raise the payout substantially, and the discussion for that is still outstanding. So we can't, we don't even know what 100% payment will be like currently. So we can't even say what 50% would be and pay that. It's another problem.
That's a good problem to have, my friend. And on the bounty framework, like the milestones, I get that it's very difficult to do because each and every bounty is different. So that's a milestone on its own to create a framework that will apply to every bounty. I don't even know if that's possible, to be honest.
Yeah. The basic idea I have for going forward on that is that we have to find like a new position, role, whatever, where we basically take people from the community who we know have expertise, knowledge in a specific area, like you for design and video, and then we but maybe you don't have the time, or you don't doesn't fit into your plans currently to do the bounty, but we still need your expertise, and maybe you can spare the time for checking in with a person and then determine from your expertise as a trusted DAO member what a milestone would be, or if a milestone has been reached. But that's only a basic idea. We still have to think that through on compensation and stuff like that.
Sounds like employment with extra steps.
Well, I mean, what is a job? A job is doing getting stuff done, and if we want to have at the end everything milestones for getting shit done.
We have to somehow get there, and we just have to find the way to get there in the most productive way. I agree.
Yeah, my thinking is, I want any process I want to set up should be effective first, because then it's measurable and it becomes also improvable and provable if it works or if it doesn't work. So that's my focus is on setting something up that is effective, so we got to where we want to be.
The end.
Yeah, the end of Bounty Core. We are quite over time.
Quite a little bit,
but nobody started screaming, so I guess we're all right. Okay, we got some work done. Let's continue in chat with on Bounty chat.
Yeah.
with the recurring bounty, and I will hand it over to the DAO coin.